my dears, and welcome to my little tutorial video on how to construct these vintage book Advent boxes. You get 24 of them in the kit, one for each day of Advent, and each book is different. This one's got a Christmas gift on the front, a little Christmas gift on the side, and every book has a different word at the bottom there. And each one measures 1 inch across the spine and then 2 inches-ish by about 3 inches. So you will need 2 whole feet in length to be able to display these all together. Alternatively, they look really, really nice, stacked up in little piles like this, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a couple of piles, I'm going to have a couple of rows, and just make a nice display of them, probably on a couple of different shelves in my living room. They actually hold quite a lot. Now, I don't have any candies on my desk, but I do have a bulldog clip, so you can pop 1 candy in each box and let it rattle around a bit. Alternatively, you can really go for it and stuff a lot, and I wanted to show you how much these little boxes hold. And like I say, I don't have candies, but I do have buttons, so each one holds a lot more than you think it's going to hold. So yeah, you can either really go for it, or you can be a bit thrifty with it, depending on your needs and how much candy you think your recipient is going to be able to handle in a day. So there we go. Let's have a look at how I put these lovely things together. So here are some of my book pages. I've printed out 6 altogether, so that's 3 pages. They come like that on a page, and I am printing on 250. I've made one up. This is number 24. Looks absolutely lovely, and this is what we're going for. Your book opens at the front there. You can pop your bits and bobs inside. Let's make one up. Let's make up this blue one. We're going to score down all of the black lines that you can see on your printable, where the book meets the pages and where the pages meet the white tabs, all the way down the spine on both sides, which includes these 2 white tabs, all the way down the spine on the back there, and where the book meets the pages there, where the pages meet the tab there, and I do believe we are done. I'm going to grab my bone folder and give everything a good old squidge. I've got some ink over there, but that's on the inside. It doesn't matter, thankfully. Give everything a good old squidge down with my bone folder. If you're cutting on a Cricut machine, which I am, you might need to just snip in a tiny little bit on those 2 edges. If you're cutting by hand, you'll probably already have that sorted. So each of these little books has the image on the front cover, a plain back cover that matches. Well, I've done that one, I've done that one, and this one. And on the side, in little tiny writing, little tiny elf writing, you've got the name of the book as well. For instance, number 23 here has got the sleigh on it, and it's got the little image of the sleigh, which is quite faint up there. It's quite small, but also my printer's playing up, and it's got Christmas sleigh written down there as the title for the book. Let's glue. Now we're going to leave this section open. That's our flap to get our bits and bobs in and out, and so we're going to glue the other 4 flaps. There we jolly well are. I'm going to let that go tacky, and then I'm going to stick it together by folding these tabs in and starting to form my box shape I'm getting those two side pieces into the spine like that, and then bringing my box top, my box back over the top of the other two tabs. There we are, and gently manhandle that into place. There we go, perfect. And then this simply closes, and that becomes your opener there. And then for a little bit of added va-va-voom on these book boxes, because they are vintage, they really do come into their own with a little bit of vintage ink. I like vintage photo, as I know a lot of you also do. Walnut is also another good one. It's slightly darker than vintage photo, so if you like a nice dark ink, I do. Vintage walnut is a nice one to go for, and it's often more available than vintage photo because everybody loves vintage photo, so it tends to sell out. Few final little touches, and also to lose this white, I'm just going to go over this edge a little bit, just grunge that up just a bit, and there we are. That is the book box. I've got two of these now. Don't they just look grand? And they are an inch wide, so you're going to need a 2 foot space if you want to display them all together, or you could higgledy-piggledy them and have them in like little piles, a little row. You could have them in several different places throughout your home. Lots of things you can do with them. Right, I'm going to make up the rest. So I've put together 5 of the 6 that I'm making for the video. The rest I'll make at my leisure later on, but I thought it would be useful to just tell you this little thing before I finish the video. When you make these 2 little flaps here, tuck down underneath the spine, give it a little pull, squidge the spine out a little bit. You may feel when you get to here that, oh, you've got just a little tiny bit of flap showing, that almost as if that is too long for the back here. It absolutely isn't. You just need to give it a little pull into place. It's the perfect size. So just pull it with your finger. This glue's gone a little bit too tacky now, and it will line up perfectly. So there you go. That, I've got this one to ink. These are the 6 then that I'm making for the video. They look so blooming good, and I can't wait to make the rest of them and get to the beginning of December. I'm going to stack them up. Obviously you're on the wrong angle for this. I'm going to stack some of them up like that. I'm going to have some of them on display like this, so my effect is kind of like that, and I'm going to have them on different shelves in my living room, probably a few on the mantelpiece. I'll have them all over the place. They look lovely. I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Have lots and lots of fun with it, and I will see you next time.